Hello, my name is Chandelier. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 in Texas, Georgia, Guardians of Silk, and, well, last episode we got the scientific method. We conquered a province over here, I believe. I think it was last episode, yeah. And then we declared war against the Astrakhan, but we had to end the episode there. So now we've moved in, and we'll hopefully get a lot of sieges done. I'm hoping the Astrakhan is going to siege down Siberia a little bit, while I siege down their provinces and then just force them into peace. Well, there's a bit of revolt there. We do have this army. Yeah, that one's going to take care of it. We siege down one province. We can probably go over there. Let's go ahead and give this into Ossetia. So that's going to be a step forward again. I'm hoping that Ossetia is going to help us a little bit. Oh, walls breached. Excellent. Our naval force limit, or rather naval materials, is still dreadfully low. I'm hoping that we can maybe at some point... I mean, to be fair, we don't really need that big of a navy anyway. So probably shouldn't be that worried. I will loot them. I'm going to bring in more troops down here. Go ahead and give control of this to Ossetia and control of this to Ossetia. And then we'll just keep on marching. Grass flats over here, so if they have a lot of cavalry, which they do, it may end up badly for us, but they're not going towards me. They're going further into Siberia, so... yeah, that's fine. Oh, and we still have 7% siege progress in here. Oh, we're actually losing a bit of points, so we might have lost a lot of the force limit. Let's get the siege ability. Let's have a look at the force limit. Actually, no, we got plenty of force limit still remaining. Why are we losing? Oh, realm expensive, because we're recruiting it so much more, I suppose. That might be it. Yeah, they... Oh, and do we have... how many loans did we have? We have 2. We could pay off one of them. Lazistan become Pontic. Oh. Right, well, maybe I can stop that war before they take that. That would be a potential coalition for Astrakhan. We can leave the Nogai province over there. Get as much money as we can, so that's 200 ducats. I'll take that. Ossetia probably appreciates that. And we can retreat these back, well, not retreat, but pull this back to the capital and figure out our next target, which might be the one over here. The Multan, we could take some land from them, then get rid of Kabulistan, which is a tributary state for Hindustan, but Hindustan should not be helping them, because it's not a close tributary. But yeah, hopefully we can deal with that quickly, and the troops can get home quickly. Ossetia got a lot of land now, and that should make them rather happy. Oh, now we've got Congress Gazabella in Ossetia. Oh. Saros asked for a royal crown. Honestly, I don't see why not. They're a loyal vassal. How much the liberties are anyway? It's 6.8%. Okay, I'm pretty sure that that is going to start going up a little bit, but until it does, we should be fine. Right, so it's going to go over there, stack wipe that. Excellent. Troops are getting back to Tbilisi. So once the smaller army arrives back to the Golistan, where it was stationed before, we can probably start increasing the size of that even further. We might be able to reach like 40,000 men soon in our army. And of course, if and when we can... I mean, suppose the nobility is a bit disloyal right now, so that probably doesn't help. Sistan, we can recall the diplomat for sure. They might be willing to take up the offer of support independence now. We do have diplomatic relations open for that, so yeah, we'll do that. Now, to be fair, we might not want to fight Molten quite yet then. Not until Sistan is perhaps independent, because if we get independence for Sistan, it might be a decent ally, but also it would weaken Katenga a little bit, although they still have Vijay as an ally, which makes them rather strong in most aspects. We probably don't need that spy network, but the one over here we probably could start building in Multan, even though if we... or regardless if we're going to declare war on them now or later. More conversions done, we can combine these. And 31,000 manpower isn't bad. We did lose a little bit on some of the province or combats. Oh, do we have... yeah, there was one over there. Okay, so some of these claims that we had over here are expiring, which means that we might be able to get another claim on various lands here. For example, this... yeah, that would require 70 spy network, which we do not have yet, but we are working on that. And how's the stability coming along? It's currently halfway, so it's getting 4% per month. I think next year it's going to maybe be a little bit less, or slightly more, I'm not entirely sure. Looks like our trade companies are bringing out really good money. Although neither one of them is actually giving us the merchant, are they? Gulf of Persia company. Oh, actually, I think we can find the trade areas over here. So if we set up more trade company provinces over here, for example, Avars over here, that might work. That's not part of a state, is it? Actually, I think it's a territory. I believe it is a state. No. We could make it into a state, but no. We might as well attach that into the trade company then. Same with this one. It reduces the unrest. It also gives a bit more power, which might give us the extra merchant that we had lost. Although it's probably going to have to wait a little bit with the calculations to actually figure that one out or not, but we'll see. Right, so we still have 9.7%. I suppose perhaps we didn't get enough, or we didn't get sort of the correct provinces. Oh well. So Ossetia is building up their troops, that's fine. There'll be quite a strong force to reckon with later on. So if I was to fight the Grey Horde, which are currently fighting against Odoli, got 23,000 men of their own, plus 21,000 manpower. Siberia has got quite a bit as well, so total they have 60,000 men, which is more than what I have, of course. I could increase my force limit by another 1,000 men, I suppose. Get us to 6,000 infantry, 2 cavalry, and 3 artillery. What we'll probably do is we'll have some like if we go for 20,000 men on this, we'll have like 10 infantry, 2 cavalry, and 8 cannons. So it's really good for sieging, and it can also deal a lot of damage in sort of short periods of time in combat as well. But you can't really fight against that much larger army because it's going to get outflanked and killed. Whereas this one's a bit more, or a bit stronger in the front line and a bit weaker on the rear. At this stage, we are getting to the point where the sort of combat is starting to be quite substantial. So 20,000 man armies might not be sufficient. Looks like the inflation is, well, we did have to take a few loans, didn't we? At least our development is almost a full 1,000, so there's that. We're number 5 on the Great Powers list once more. I mean, we did get another institution, so that helped quite drastically in there. What is the next ones that we need to get? The global trade, which is still not spreading into our capital. Oh, and academia. That is already spreading into capital. How much? That's idea cost, global institution spread, admin tech cost, possible advisors, and scientific method we already got. Global trade, trade range, trade power abroad, and an extra merchant. I mean, that also sounds rather nice. Nationalism. I don't think we're going to get that yet, are we? Pretty sure that we don't. We lost the Cassipelli against Great Horde, or Conquest Cassipelli, but we've still got the Holy War. And we've got exactly 30,000 manpower in reserves right now. Well, I'll be. How much more do we need points to get the admin tech? We needed about 75. Considering that it's going to be taxes very shortly, it's probably not going to happen. We could always just... oh no, we can't actually abdicate because legitimacy is less than 50. If we can get the legitimacy up, we could maybe abdicate Mastani to get Atheon in power, because Atheon's got a lot better... Well, admin points is still the same, but the Diplo is 5 and military is 6, so that is an extra 6 points per month. Although, actually, the authority thing is going to probably even out a little bit, so it might not be 6 in military, for example, but it's going to be a little bit higher on admin at least. Which would be quite useful right now, but I suppose not... Well, I mean, yeah. We just need the legitimacy up before we can do that. But that's probably something that we will have to do. If we gain another 2,000 manpower, the nobility's loyalty is still pretty low. But since nobility is no longer the only one providing the army, let's actually have a look at the military stuff a little bit. So the feudal levels are still quite sizable. Total that's like 89,000, almost 90,000. Citizen militia is, well, it's about 22,000. Tribals give it a little bit, but that's like 5,000 maybe. State army is 42, 43, somewhere around there. So total, we got a decent army. Feudal levies are still the biggest one, but like maybe about 60% of the total army. So if that is lower, then yeah, it does have an impact, but it's not quite as catastrophic impact as it was before. Oh, and Karakunlu has high liberty desire again. Well then, I suppose I could improve relations with them. They are still somewhat loyal, but they got, well, not anymore apparently. Disloyal, but if we can just improve relations with them again, that, oh, there we go, stability goes up. If we can improve relations with them, that should already fix the problem. No, actually, I think it already did. Plus the stability probably had a bit of an impact there. Yeah, negative stability was another 3% there. That actually tracks perfectly. Alright, so in terms of money, we're not actually doing that great because the realm expenses have increased so drastically. How is the development in our capital now? 44! Oh, wow. Well, that certainly started increasing. That's 18 already over there as well. How did we get Tabriz? Oh yeah, we did get the capital over there back. Let's have a look at the autonomy map mode again. So Tabriz is 70%. The capital is 42%. So around here in the core territory, the autonomy has dropped quite drastically. It could still be better. But I'd say that in most of the area it's at least decent. Now I'm a little bit interested perhaps getting a road over here to level 3. Because currently it already has level 3. The communications are actually... How much is the drop? So that's 96% there. And it's 79% there. Okay, so if we can get the better roads into Imertia, that would already be pretty decent. Let's go ahead. How much would we have to pay for that? Oh, did we still have a province somewhere selected? No, I don't think we did. It's a plague tracker that we have open there. Right, so infrastructure, design, pathing, rank 3. Is it 3? Yeah, I believe it's 3. 400 ducats, okay. I don't think we can quite afford that yet then. Especially since we've still got a loan to pay. And we're not really getting the money back that quickly that we can pay that one. I suppose what I could do is I could get a claim over here. I'm guessing system... I mean, we got the support independence over here. Oh, and there's a bit of investments, which... Yeah, there goes a bit of money. But I suppose the investments are still quite useful. How much did we invest, for example, in the capital again? About 2.5 ducats total. Not too bad. What about Derbend? Not too much. What about Tabriz? Tabriz probably got a little bit again. But yeah, that's 5 ducats into industry. That's not too bad. What about Baku? Oh, another disease. So Baku, you got basically nothing. A tiny bit in fisheries, but that's about it. Admittedly, we do have a lot of provinces that we do invest into. So sometimes it gets spread rather thin, especially now that the autonomy has started dropping sort of all across the board. Speaking of which, what's the... Okay, average autonomy is 75%. Could be better. Could be worse. I don't suppose there's any of the admin reforms that we need to do. There's the literacy test, which will increase the admin efficiency. Also get a bit of corruption, though. Also costs a lot of points. You know what, we'll save the points, at least, until we've got on the next admin tech. And then we probably want to start working on the Diplotech as well. So we'll probably want us to save the points as much as possible. We didn't complete the... No, okay, so we might want to complete the quality ideas just for the heck of it. Because that is then going to open the path to do the hybrid military. Now, again, we need to lower the noble power as well and increase the bureaucratic influence. But the influence is really easy. We just need to do the promote bureaucrat faction, basically. And that's actually going to be good for the stability as well, come to think of it. Then noble power is not too bad if we can get the loyalty up a little bit and then do the reduction in power, then we could manage that. And after that, it's just, well, the quality ideas, if that's going to be completed, then yeah, we can get this. That would be 20% less noble investment in fuel levies, enables enlistment via bureau, and 5% professionalism. And I believe that's going to open up the another one of the government reforms in the other screen, which is going to improve the professionalism even better. It's the yearly professionalism thing. Let's see, what was it again? Regional military, so it would be regional garrisons, I believe. Oh, we need to get enlistments on that. Never mind. So it wouldn't have that big of an impact there then. But it would still improve the professionalism by 5%, which is not bad. Just out of curiosity, let's have a look at the armies. So Turkish Empire is still one of the biggest ones, like 5th largest army, but the total is now only 53,000. I'm not on the first page. Although, we're not that far off. We got 31,000, we got force limit of 33, so we could increase the army size again. I think it's probably best to not do that right now. More conversions going on. How we actually managed to do any dent in here? We got 50,000 Orthodox, 59,000 Sunnis, so actually it's not really going up all that much. It might be bugged a little bit, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. Okay, Katanga declare war on Multan. Aha. Well, if they leave a little bit provinces in here, that'd be fine by me. I could maybe capture that. Then Hindustan, who are you allied to? You got Malwa. You got some tributaries, but Malwa and Hindustan combined are actually not that strong. Like, sure, that was 38,000, which is more than what I have, but like, still, it's not really that strong. What about over here? This new province that we've started converting. It's already 13% Orthodox. That's the only... Oh, we renewed the loan, unfortunately. Still paying 0.8 ducats per month on the interest there. Ah, there we go. We can complete the idea group. There we go. Artillery combat ability and cavalry combat ability go up. Unfortunately, we did not unlock any new policies, but that's to be expected, really. I mean, technically speaking, we could take one of these. Manpower recovery speed isn't necessarily that bad. Or vassal force limit contribution. How much do they provide force limit for me then? Let's have a look at those numbers. It doesn't tell. Right. Well, that's not very helpful then. Ah, finally, admin tech. There we go. Let's go ahead and unlock the innovativeness ideas. Now, it's probably going to be... The first one is the knowledge output and yearly prestige. So not really that massive. But at the same time, if we just focus down this idea group real quick, we can get the tech reductions, global institution spread, class labor. Oh. Innovativeness gain. And what's the... Our tradition from battles. Do we already have something about that? Probably not. Oh well. Oh, we can see quite a bit of the sea zones over here. Oh, there is a link through there. Okay. Oh, that must be French. All in that island. And who got excommunicated? Ravenna. Huh. Should probably have a look at the religion map mode as well in Europe again. It's been a while. I don't know how much there has been changes, to be fair. If I remember correctly, most of the northern Germany was Protestant, and then there was Reformed in various areas as well. Right, so actually... Oh wow. It is mostly Catholic now. I swear it used to be quite different. That is mostly still Orthodox. The Sunnis over here. I mean, we started converting a little bit of our own to... Oh, and these are Jewish again. Alright. Oh. Waldeck has collapsed. Netherlands is still fairly large. Are they? I don't think they are great power, are they? Probably not. Vice has announced me as a rival. Alright. Are they a great power? No. Well, they probably don't have the institutions. That's mostly the reason. I'm pretty sure that they still got a pretty darn large nation. Can we get more claims over here? We could. Get a claim over there. And how's the force limit doing now? So we still got the 3 extra. So we could certainly increase the amount of armies in here. Get to 12,000. We'll leave that 1 extra open there because there might still be some fluctuation on that. Is there anything over here that we could... Oh, okay. More diseases. Right, so there's the strategic marriage, but that would increase their power. That would be 7.5 of loyalty, so that would be one way to get them not be disloyal. We could always promote the faction, which would anger the other factions, give them a lot of influence, and also a decent bit of loyalty. So that would at least, you know, stop some of the problems there. That would only last for 5 years. Well, actually, no, it would have an impact for a little bit longer. But you know what, we'll do that. Because it doesn't at least give them any power directly. Indirectly, perhaps, but not directly. And looks like the autonomy is still... Oh, have we lost it? No, we've still got that one there. Right, so I wanted to get the one over here, but that's going to cost us several hundred. Plus, we're still having to pay back the loan that we took earlier. How much do we have on the institutions, just out of curiosity? So the global trade is, well, it's spreading in few places very slowly. So I wouldn't really expect that to be present anytime soon. Academia is already almost 50% in our capital, though. Oh, it's printing 0.75. Very interesting. We've got 45 development already in here. So we are definitely the biggest one in our subcontinent. Not in our continent, though, because that's going to be a lot larger territory. to compare it to, but oh well. There we go. So that is naval force limit goes up, and a few other things. There's the global satellite increase in there, which we don't really need all that much. Is there any other... Well, I suppose we don't really have the points right now, but other accepted cultures, or non-accepted cultures that we could perhaps accept. There's the Pontics is actually probably a good idea. Because we know a few provinces already that are Pontic. Theodora, for example, and then these two? That one's not. Yeah, but like there's 3 provinces over here, and there probably will be more later on. Now, this war is still ongoing. I mean, suppose, technically speaking, I could just send in my army over there. Do that war. And then focus on other things. If I could make sure to grab at least these 2 provinces from them. If possible. They got much lower tech than I do. So it's definitely possible. Then we could do a war against the Bulistan over there for their capital, which isn't all that valuable province, I suppose. Is there any... Just out of curiosity, this one's a bit high development, so do they have, perchance, some... No, I don't think they can get silk production in here. Because I believe that's part of the Indian subcontinent, isn't it? Another war against Grey Horde is a possibility. They got 24,000 on their own. So the British got quite a bit. They do like me, at least. So there is that. They will still join in on the enemy side, unfortunately. One option would be to have Zibir as an ally in another war and then declare the war so they couldn't join against me. At least in theory. I think sometimes that can still break. Oh, look at that. Scandinavia has embraced global trade. Right, so technically speaking, it might start spreading into our provinces a little bit more because we're... Actually, are we rival with them? I don't think we are. We don't have good relations with them, but I don't think we're rivaled. No, it's a bit different religion, but then we got a similar or same rival, probably as Turkish Empire. Well, maybe not. Speaking of Turkish Empire, though, they got 56,000 men. They got about 40,000 manpower. They got a lot of ships. They do have actually a lot of scores still. They're still getting some. And actually, the extra costs over here, like the global trade, is a decent bit already. If we can embrace the academia before we even get to that point, then that would be pretty decent. Or rather hilarious in a way, but yeah, I think the global trade is still going to hinder us a little bit. We will be getting the Miltech 45 soon, which Turkish Empire does have 46 already, so they got quite a bit better tactics than we do. So war against them is probably a no-no. Oh, Royal marriage with Commonwealth has ended. Ooh, actually, speaking of, I could abdicate. It's minus 20 legitimacy and a lot of prestige. And also it would reduce the, or increase the tech cost by 5%. Plus the tolerance of heretics, limited desire over, okay, so that might have some bad impacts. But I think it might be worthwhile since Atheon is still fairly young, would definitely be getting more points. We'll continue with the current alignment. Oh, and we got Georgie as 464. 0 years old, okay. So as long as Atheon stays along for long enough that Georgie is of age, then we'll be totally fine. Assuming that the traits aren't, all that crap. Right, so we do have our armies ready in here to declare the war, but it kind of looks like we are out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.